our next speaker is on persuasive influence. That is his next pathways speech he'll be working on, and the title of that is, he'll be doing an elective speech in the category of deliver social speeches. This is to highlight the social event of Indian Harvest Festival and reintroduce the yoga steps called he'll explain that, Surya Namaskar, or sun salutation. Forgive me for that. This will be a 3 or 4 minute speech. Let's welcome Murugan.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Have you made your resolution yet? Is one of your resolution is going to be doing workout? Well, you are in a lucky place today. I'm here to introduce you a no-cost workout. Mr. Toastmasters, fellow members, I'm here to introduce a social festival we celebrate in India. It is called Makara Sankranti. It generally happens during January 14. So this is the time sun makes its transition in its zodiacal path called Makar. It's basically an end of the winter solstice. From this time onwards, you're going to see more sunlight is coming. This is also the marking of arrival of the spring. Spring is coming, more sunlight is coming. So that is the significance of this festival. It's also the harvest festival. The key thing is sun. So we want to prize the sun. So we have a yoga step called Surya Namaskar. Surya means sun. We're going to pray to the sun for giving us more sunlight, harvest, and all this benefit. This is a pretty simple 10-step exercise. I have demonstrated this in our previous meetings. I'm going to reintroduce you now. So the experts say, doing this 10 steps, basically you do this 10 step 13 times. So if you do this, probably will take about 10 minutes to do this. So that is a lot of benefits and no cost. And it consists of a lot of breathing techniques and things like that. If anybody want to volunteer here, I would like to teach you. Okay, go on and try. Have you take this yoga mat. Okay. So these are the 10 steps we're going to look at. So first step is going to be turns. You're going to stand like this, and you're going to go like this. You want to move a little further in the front? Your legs are going to go back. The first step is you're going to, each step you're going to take a breathe in and a breathe out. At step number 5, you're going to hold your breath. The first thing is breathe in, go up like this. Now you're going to breathe out and you're going to come down. Your palms are supposed to be touching the ground all the way, but I wouldn't worry about that right now. Next one is number 3, breathe out. Your left leg is going to go back from this position. Alright. Now step number 4, breathe out. And then step number 5, you're going to go down. Only your 6th part of the body, the tummy is not supposed to touch the ground. Like this. You're going to come out. You're going to go up like a mountain pose. Your left leg is going to come back in to the front. Then you're going to like this. Thank you, Doug. This is the simple 10-step process. So each step you breathe in, breathe out. This is what you do. And during this process, there are some mantras, something you can chant. Each line has a meaning. So you're supposed to do it for 13 times. If you do this, then it takes about 10 minutes. So this is all those breathing techniques, your inhaling, exhaling, all those benefits will be there. So this is called Surya Namaskar. And here you don't need to go to any gym. You can do it at the benefit of your home, at your workplace, in your cafeteria, anywhere you can do it. So this has got a lot of benefits. This is, generally speaking, we are supposed to do it in front of the sun in the morning when the sun arises. If you're the backyard or the front yard, so you can do that. So you get all the benefits of the sunshine, all those things. So So this is my introduction to the Harvest Festival and the exercise. I encourage all of you to learn this technique and make use of these benefits.
As always, I found Murugan's presentation very detailed, very thorough. Obviously, a lot of time spent preparing the material. So just to step back a moment, the purpose of this was to focus on a social speech in front of club members, and so the examples they gave were a toast, acceptance speech, a speech to honor an individual, a speech to honor an organization. So some of my comments focus on things related to that fact. So to that point, I thought that your opening was very effective. I thought it was a very personable opening to choose a topic that was very relatable to everyone in the room. I think everyone at some point makes a resolution for the New Year, so to kind of bring that to attention, and obviously it being the New Year, very timely moment to bring that up. Along in the same line, I thought the audience engagement, to make it a little bit more casual, a little bit more social, was really good. So bringing up someone to do some poses was, I thought, very effective and illustrated the content of the PowerPoint itself and to the speech itself. So some of the things I thought you might want to work on is that maybe one of the slides I noticed had a lot of information on one slide, and so I thought it might be a little bit more effective to take some of that information from one slide, just chop it up a little bit so there's slightly less content across maybe a couple of different slides, because there was 2 or 3 blocks of text that were sometimes a little bit tough to focus on. This is a really nitpicky thing. The picture ratio was wasn't perfect for the diagram, and then also in line with the topic of it being a social speech to a club or something like that, I thought the nature of the speech was just a little bit too didactic, meaning you were teaching about a topic, whereas when people usually give a speech, sometimes they're not talking, they're not teaching, they're just kind of giving thanks, or they're talking about their experience in something, but the content of the presentation itself was terrific. So in that vein as well, they have another section here, it's something to think about. The challenge yourself is, I don't even know if this classifies as like a challenging yourself, but just, imagining what people do in those social situations. I mean, when I think of a wedding speech or it's something like that, oftentimes people call out to people in the audience, they thank them, or like in a wedding speech, they'll call out a family member and say, I remember when we did this or did that. So that's something that may have had an impact. Other than that, I thought it was a very fine speech, and I thought that the content itself was terrific.